Hello and welcome to this video of the Perthshire Railway Preservation Society. We're going to start off in the days before grouping, mainly the Caledonian Railway. But as you can see, the first local you see pulling up the bank past the golf course is a Ginty from the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, number 23, with a nice set of bird cage coaches. First representation of the Caledonian Railway is a tank engine 419 with a short wheelbase coach. Then we have the 060 tender loco, number 23, with a suburban passenger service. And a visitor from the Great Northern Railway, N2 number 1744, with a short freight service. Bit noisier for the golfers, but they are used to it by now. Here's 1744 with a more glamorous bit of rolling stock behind it. North of the station Tullybarden we have this viaduct, and here you can see the Ginty from the Somerset and Dorset heading towards Auchterarder up the branch line. A better look at the 2P tender loco, number 375, with its rake of 3 carriages. The freight service has obviously managed to slip past the small suburban service and is seen heading up the branch towards the main station. And with road clear, 419 can continue its journey. We have a small diorama under the layout of a mining scene. But now we head over to Auchterarder station, which is the main hub of the layout. The Ginty is seen arriving at platform 4, while on the downline a large oil freight service can be seen, and it heads off south. .375 arrives with its short rake of coaches. And here we see the arrival of 419 at its intermediate destination. We'll now see these two depart as they head on down the branch and onto the main line. A local firm, the Trumpton Traders, is a collection of individuals who all have their own individual wagons that you can see here. Obviously heading off to market to get more supplies, and backed up with the Tullybarden Distillery's guards van. Now we see a mainline service, 375, with a longer passenger express hurtles through the station. And we have the Lochos and River Ross Viaduct and Dam, major feature of the railway. And here you can see the larger passenger service heading over. We're going to move into the LNER period now, and we'll see locos and rolling stock of that era. Starting with the arrival of a passenger express hauled by A4 4464 Bittern. And while that sits on platform 3, we see one of the many oil trains that you see in this part of the world. Once the 06, number 3518, has passed through the station, we'll see a train depart from platform 1, which is the bay platform, to the left. This is 063085. With that service gone, the yardmaster's obviously keen to get his yard cleared, and we see the departure of J25 5650 with the cattle trucks. With all things gone, we now see the express service leave for Aberdeen. While on platform 4, B1 Road Air number 1040 arrives with a small suburban service. We'll now see the departure of Bittern as it heads on towards Aberdeen. I think the guard's going to have some work on this next section of the journey, as it appears he's only got lights working in one carriage, so I'm sure he's going to get a few complaints from the passengers in those carriages without lights before too long. Now we see the express passenger on the viaduct. Whilst on the up line we see 063518 with the brightly liveried Royal Daylight tanker train. Here we see the rather more weathered 063085 pulling a rake of 4 Thompson coaches, which we saw leave the bay platform earlier. And the videographer's obviously hung around to get a shot of the diminutive J25 5650 as it hauls its small rake of cattle trucks. We now head over to Milton, one of the other stations on the layout, which later years becomes the headquarter for the PRPS when it preserves Scottish Railways from Perthshire. Here we see B1 number 1000 pulling at the yard to back on to a rake of coaches ready for service. But in the meantime we have B12 8577 in the bay platform, and it gets the off with a mixed rake of short and long wheelbase coaches. Once that service has departed, the B1 can leave with its passenger service. Here's the golf course which runs from Milton up the side of the branch line. By and large the golfers and the railway get on okay, apart from the odd stray tee shot which has been known to hit the fireman if he's not paying attention. But the golf course know that the railway brings in many of his golfers, so the two of them have a reasonably good relationship. This point on the main line is at the old station of Dunning. The signal box is still here. And here we see a V2 with a passenger service, Coldstreamer 4844. Whilst in the other direction, we have a oil service pulled by 3518. We have an interloper from the LMS, Black 55190 is pulling the Trumpton Trader. Whilst in the other direction we have 3518 hauling bauxite brown northeastern freight service. Rather more humble than the more colourful oil tanker trains. This is the refinery, still in progress, but this video just shows you a bit of a bird's eye view of what shape it is now. The unit on the left is a North Island Walther's kit, whilst the unit in the middle is being scratch built from various parts. Some from refinery units from Tomix, but mainly from Plastruct and other improvised materials. You can see the engineers and technicians are already having to do a bit of work on this very rusty installation. We're going to head back out onto the main line now, and here we see 3058 being held at the signal box. But the last bit of action we'll see in this video is 063518 hauling the tar train that's recently left the refinery, heading north to Aberdeen. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this journey around the railways of Perthshire, and thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of the virtual exhibition.